Okay, so we have talked about the electron, okay? And the reason why the electron is important because the electron, protons tell you the identity, like this is carbon, this is sodium. But the electrons tell you because of these electrons, this is um, this is flammable or this is reacts with acid, okay? So let's go backwards. I should be under the homework tab though. Okay. All right, so what I want to start with is showing you, we've been doing board diagrams. So let me do a board diagram for, let's just say hydrogen. We'll start with something really easy. All right, hydrogen has one proton, okay? And I'm just looking at the box, okay? One proton, no neutrons. Here's the nucleus. How many rings does hydrogen have?
One.
One.
One, and that's because it's on the first row, okay? So what we're gonna learn today is when I put that electron here, this electron has an address. It's no different than our houses or wherever we live having an address, okay? It's gonna be, the way we do it is gonna be a little bit different, but you still have the different parts. Like you have your house number, you have your street, and then you have like your city or your zip code, okay? So we're gonna do the same thing. So here up top it says, okay, and you have this worksheet like I said, it says an electron configuration is simply a list of the orbitals that contain electrons for a given element, all right? So this word we have not talked about orbitals, but I'm gonna explain it to you, okay? So if I go to this website, I'm gonna show you what an orbital is. It's like saying a neighborhood, okay? So there's different types of orbitals or different types of neighborhoods. So let me show you, all right? All right, so here's what we got. And if you have your periodic table, now if you guys don't have a printed version of your Kim Cruncher, if you can get one at some point in time, it will be fantastic because you really want to be able to look at your periodic table and do your work on the side, okay? All right, so here's what we got. An orbital is like the place where the electrons live, okay? So it's like where they live. Well, there's different orbital shapes, okay? And it sounds weird, but for each shape, we give them a letter. S, P, D, or F. So if you live in, if we were to break up the periodic table and say they are neighborhoods, okay, this would be the S neighborhood, okay? It's the first two columns, right?
The colors are like showing which ones are different, right? Because ones are gases, ones are metals, ones are.
Yeah, that's a little bit different than orbitals, but we will talk about that. Actually, that's our next unit. All right, so I want you guys to look right here for a second. Okay, can you guys see my mouse where I'm circling? You see this red thing? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the shape of orbital if you live in the S neighborhood. It's basically a circle, okay? So it may look a little bit different as I go down, okay? But it's still a circle. The only thing that's different, so we're looking right here.
There's more outer layers.
Exactly, it has more layers. And those layers, guess where they come from? The ring. It's the rings. So remember this one, look at this one. On this first row, one ring. On this row, two rings. So there's a little one inside. Three rings, 1, 2, 3, 4 rings. There's 4 things, blue, red, okay? So it gets bigger as you go down because you're adding more rings, all right? So this again is the S neighborhood. So they all look like circles, all right? The P neighborhood or P block is a little bit fancier, okay? So if I go to the P block, okay, those are these that are highlighted, this bluish green, teal color, whatever color you want to call it, okay? They're a little bit fancier. Instead of looking like a circle, they look like dumbbells. So if you look right here, okay, you can see they look like 2 circles put together, okay? They might rotate, get bigger, but again, they're just 2 circles put together. So this neighborhood is a little bit fancier, okay? Here's the D neighborhood, okay? And I'll show you why those two at the bottom are highlighted. I'm going to show you what the periodic table should really look like in just a second. But these are really fancy. They look like two dumbbells crossed each other or something, okay? So I'm looking right here. These are even fancier houses, okay? And then this F neighborhood down here at the bottom, these houses are like the mansions. They're super fancy. Look at this, okay? They look super crazy looking, okay? All right, so those are the different neighborhoods. Now, let me just address these two green ones down here, okay? Realistically, so you guys know I have a periodic table hanging in my classroom, and I have another one that I haven't hung yet that I'm going to. But realistically, this is what the periodic table actually looks like. Okay, this is what the periodic table actually looks like. I guarantee you I would not have enough room to hang this, okay? It would be very difficult to hang this because it would be so long.
I like it
So
that way.
it's cool, yeah. So what we normally do is, if you see a periodic table, it usually looks like this, okay? But they're just telling you that these two numbers down here, they're actually right here, okay? But they just kind of did a drop down. All right, so what I want you to take a couple of seconds and do, you can do it however it makes sense to you. I want
So
you.
what's the F block stand for?
The F is just like the neighborhood. So what they represent is different shapes. So if we just gave it letters, so S's are shaped like this, P's are shaped like this, D's are shaped like that, and F's are shaped like this, okay? So just, the letter just represents the different shapes, okay? Now, here's what I want you to do, and I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds. I want you to go in, and on your periodic table, if you have a paper copy, if you don't have a paper copy, maybe just like pretend to draw the periodic table. You don't have to draw all the boxes, but like the outline shape. And just make a note that you could say, for example, you could say, oh, these first two columns are S, okay? S. Woo, that's a really bad S. And then you could say, like when I switch it to P, ugh. When I switch to the P block, you can label those, kind of like draw a box around those and say those are P's, okay? So I'm going to give you a second. I'm going to highlight them, and you just kind of make a note which ones are S, P's, D's, and F's, okay? So let me.
You have any clippings?
Oh, Miss Payne.
All right, so here's the next thing I want to talk about, okay? So if these are neighborhoods, okay? If these are neighborhoods, we got the S neighborhood, P neighborhood, D neighborhood, and F neighborhood, okay? The streets they live on are going to be your rings. So like this number 1 right here, this is your first street. There's nobody on this street except for hydrogen and helium, okay? On your second street, you have lithium and beryllium, but they live in the S neighborhood, but you also have boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon that live on the same street, but like on a different block, right? Like does that make sense? So they're all on row 2, but this is 2 different neighborhoods. This is a neighborhood, this is a neighborhood, but they all live on the second street. That's all I mean. It'll make more sense when we start doing it. When I start doing it, you're gonna be like, oh, I get it. Okay. So same thing down here, 3rd Street, because they're on number 3. These 2 live in the S neighborhood. These 6 live in the P neighborhood, okay? So if you notice, if you're in the S neighborhood, there's only a maximum of how many houses?
2.
2. This one has 2 houses. So the hydrogen, helium, that's 2 houses. Lithium, beryllium, 2 houses. All right. What if you live in the P neighborhood? How many houses?
6.
Very nice. Jamie says 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 houses. All right. Let's do somebody online. Darren, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Darren, if you live in the D neighborhood, how many houses do you see per row on the D neighborhood? I'll give you time to count. And Dominic, if you can figure out how many on the F neighborhood, that'd be great.
I got 10.
Very
But
nice.
there's one of them.
Excellent. 10 houses. If you're on the D neighborhood, you can get up to 10 houses. And then Dominic, how about if you live in the F neighborhood? How many houses can you get up to?
If I'm not tripping, 14.
You are not tripping, sir. You are correct. It is 14. Okay. All right. So let me show you how to do the address. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to switch back to this one. All right. Now, the only thing that is weird about when we write the address for an electron or element is we have to cover everybody who lives in front of that element. I know that sounds weird, but let me, in other words, if I was doing magnesium, let me just show you. Oh, there we go. If I were doing magnesium, okay, which is right here, I would have to tell you the address for everyone up to magnesium. So I would have to include hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and I didn't see it over enough. Ugh. It's too much. Once we started though, you're gonna be like, oh, this is easy. I promise. There we go. Now we got all of them. Okay. So I said and fluorine and neon, sodium and magnesium. Okay. All right. So let's start with something very easy. Okay. We're gonna start in the very beginning. All right. If I want the address for hydrogen, I'll show you how easy this is. Marco, I have a question for you.
Yes.
All right. Can you tell me what street number, and let's say that these are the street numbers. Let me highlight the street numbers in yellow. So these are the street numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Marco, can you tell me what street hydrogen lives on?
What is it?
Hydrogen. So what street does hydrogen, which is right here, what street does he live on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7? 1. He lives on 1. So this is the first part of his address. That's like his house number. Okay, it's his street number really though. All right. Now, let's see. How about Fisher? Are you there?
Yes.
Fantastic. Fisher. I am looking at the neighborhood, okay, which are right here, S, P, D, and F. Can you tell me what neighborhood hydrogen lives in?
The S neighborhood.
S neighborhood. Here's S. All right, 1S. All right, and then remember we said that Eric was saying that if you're in the S neighborhood, you need to live in house number 1 or number 2, right? Because there's only, if you're looking at these, it's either house 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2. Eric, what house does hydrogen live in? In 1. 1S1. That is hydrogen's address. That's it. Okay. All right. It's only gonna get, when I say a little bit more complicated, I mean just a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit. But that is the address for hydrogen. Okay. So let's do helium. Okay. All right. Helium. Cameron, are you there?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Cameron, can you tell me what street does helium live on? So that's the green underline ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. And helium's right next to hydrogen. So does he live on street 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7? And streets go this way.
1.
Yes, he lives on 1. Very nice. Okay. And then Faith, are you there?
Are we getting this through each one?
Not quite. I'm gonna show you. Don't worry. Faith, are you there?
Yes.
Can you tell me what neighborhood helium lives in? That's the green box right here. Can you tell me what neighborhood helium lives in? Helium.
S.
Yes, very nice. S. All right, and then Joe, are you there? Joe, are you there? You better be, because I'm going to see your practice.
Yeah, I didn't know you said my name.
Okay, Joe, which house does helium live in? 1 or 2?
It would be 1.
Here's helium. What box does he live in? 1 or 2? First box or second box?
Second. Oh.
There you go. 1S2. All right. This is helium's address, 1S2. Now, here's the good thing. If I go past that, okay, I always have to cover hydrogen and helium. 1S2 covers hydrogen and helium. So let's do one further out, okay? All right. Let's do lithium, okay? Let's do lithium. All right, so lithium. All right, here's where I said it gets not tricky, but you just have to think about these steps, okay? Now, if I want to cover lithium, all right, it's like a typewriter. I have to go all the way across. So I have to cover everybody on this first row. Why did I pick white? Oh, let's do a different color that you can actually see. All right, if I want to do lithium, I have to do hydrogen and helium and then do lithium, okay? If I wanted to do, let's say like sulfur, I would have to do hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, and sulfur. But I'm going to show you how to do it kind of condensed, okay? So don't worry. All right, so let's do lithium to start though. All right, so lithium. So before you can tell me lithium's address, you have to tell me the address for hydrogen and helium. Now, if you can cover a whole neighborhood, you can just tell me the address of the last box in that neighborhood. So if we're going to do hydrogen and helium, we could just do the address for helium. So what is the address for helium? Because we just did that. 1S2, excellent. 1, in a second, I'm going to stop color coding, okay? So I just want you guys to be attentive. 1S2, all right, that covers hydrogen and helium, okay? That's everybody on the first street. So now we can go to the second street. We're trying to get to lithium. What would you guys tell me is the address for lithium?
2S1.
Very nice. Jamie says 2. Working on my colors. 2S1. 2S1. This is the address for lithium. 1S2 covers hydrogen and helium. 2S1 covers lithium. Okay. All right. Ready to bump it up? Let me show you guys where this comes from. This is the written form of a Bohr diagram. So let me just show you. If we had did the Bohr diagram for lithium, all right, lithium has 3 protons, 4 neutrons. That's his nucleus. How many rings does lithium have?
2.
2.
Isn't it 1?
Lithium, he's on the second row. So he gets 2 rings, right? All right. How many rings did I say could go on how many electrons could go on the first ring?
2.
2.
And how many, very nice. And how many on the second ring?
4.
8.
There we go. All right, so watch. Lithium has 3 protons, so he should have 3 electrons, okay? His first electron lives at 1s1. His second electron lives at 1s2. His third electron lives at 2s1. It's literally an address. All right, you ready? 3 electrons. Guess what happens when I add these up?
Oh, it's 3.
It's 3. So that's how you can check yourself. Hydrogen had 1 electron. That was 1. Helium had 2 electrons. 2. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's do a big dog. Let's go to, I think you guys can do fluorine. Let's do fluorine, okay? I'm going to call on people. I'm going to stop color coding, okay? Just because it takes me a long time to switch between the colors. But it's still the same thing. So remember, you're going to do my street number first. which is these guys, okay? Then the neighborhood, and then you're gonna tell me what box it lives in, okay? But remember, if we're going to do, here, I'll take away this one. I'll leave the lithium for now, okay? But here's the thing you have to remember, okay? If we're gonna do, what did I say, fluorine? Is that what I said? Okay, if I'm gonna do fluorine, I have to cover everybody in front of fluorine, okay? And so it's like I know you guys don't know what a typewriter is, but you have to cover the whole street and then start back at the beginning. You can't like skip around, okay? So fluorine, the first ones I would need to cover, okay, is hydrogen and helium. If you notice, it never changes. It never changes. So, Whitney, are you there? Okay, Whitney, if I want to cover hydrogen and helium, what can I write for my address for them?
1S1,
1S, give me the last one.
1,
1S2,
2.
excellent, 1S2. 1S2 covers hydrogen and helium, because helium is like the last house in the neighborhood, so that covers both him and hydrogen, okay? All right, Anis, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like for you to cover, now we're trying to get to fluorine, but we've covered everybody on the first street. So now we have to start right here at the second street, but we got to start at the beginning. So I want to cover these two. What would I do to cover those two? Can you tell me the street number first?
Is it 2?
And then what neighborhood do they live in?
Like the color? Or are you talking
The-
about 1?
Yes,
say
the
that
letter
again?
with the color. The letter with the color. Sorry. Yes.
What do you? I don't really know.
So right here, right here. What neighborhood does lithium and beryllium live in?
S block?
Yes, S block. So I'm going to put an S. I'll leave it in this color. So S. Okay. And then if I want to cover lithium and beryllium, you could just give me the address for beryllium. So that would be 2S2. Everybody see that? 2S2. Okay. So 2S2. Now I've covered lithium and beryllium. All right. Trying to get the fluorine. Trying to get the fluorine. All right. Gentleson, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Gentleson, can you tell me what street number I'm still on? What street number am I on?
2.
I'm still on 2. Very nice. I have switched neighborhoods. Ariana, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Ariana, can you tell me what neighborhood I'm in over here? Remember my green box right there tells you my neighborhood. So I'm trying to get to this one right here. What neighborhood is this in? S, P, D, or F for this one? All right, somebody else want to tell me? Fisher, you there?
P.
Very nice, Whitney. Whitney says P. She is correct. Fisher, can you tell me, are you there, Fisher?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me what box number or what house number fluorine is in if you count these boxes here?
Five.
Very nice. 5. Boom. Address for fluorine. 1S2, 2S2, 2P5. Okay, easy, right? It's literally the same thing. Oh, but if you aren't paying attention and you just look at me, see, and you see 1S2, 2S2, 2P6, 3S2, 3P6, 3, 4S2, you're gonna be like, what the heck is going on? So that's why if you pay attention just for a couple of minutes, you will be on track. All right, so let me erase. I knew you guys would do fine on these. All right. So now let's try again. Let's do, and then we'll take a small break. Okay. Let me really pick it up. How about about phosphorus, which is a P, the letter P? Make sure you don't skip anything, okay? It's here. Now remember, when you get your little numbers, for instance, like fluorine, if I add these up, 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 5, that's equal to 9. And if I go look at fluorine, he was number 9, okay? So when you do phosphorus, if you add up your little numbers, it should be equal to 15. That's how you can check yourself, all right? So take a second and try to do phosphorus, and then we'll do it together. Okay, Marco said he was going to do this one for us. So Marco, I will mark them off as you tell me what they are, okay? So what do you, and we're doing phosphorus. So Marco, tell me what you got.
1 is 2.
All right, 1s2. 1s2 would cover hydrogen and helium. Excellent.
2 is 2.
2s2 would cover lithium and beryllium. Excellent.
2p6.
2p6. He went all the way over. He made sure he got everybody on that street. That would cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those 6. Excellent.
3 is 2.
3s2 would cover these on the 3rd Street in the S neighborhood. Those 2 boxes, sodium and magnesium. Excellent.
3p3.
3p3. We are still on the 3rd Street, but now we've come over and we're in this P neighborhood, and phosphorus lives in this 3rd block. 3p3. Excellent. Fantastic. Hopefully everybody online got that right. Somebody online, tell me how we could check to make sure Marco is right.
Add the electrons.
All right, very nice. Add the electrons. Let's make sure. All right, 2 plus 2, that's 4. Plus 6 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. 13, 14, 15. Phosphorus is number 15, so he did a great job. All right, let's take a 5-minute, or we'll do a 10-minute break, okay? 10-minute break. You guys are doing pretty good. I'm going to show you one more thing. We'll do like 2 more of these, and we will be done. 10-minute break. Okay, if you're still a little bit lost, don't freak out. You will get it, I promise. Because I know this class. You guys are going to be fine. All right, so I'm going to erase. I'll just erase this stuff down here, okay? All right, so now let's do one more, okay? And then I'm going to tell you one other trick, and we'll do 2 of those, and then we'll be done, okay? All right, so basically when we're doing the address, guys, the other thing that we're doing is we're telling whoever is reading it the order that it fills, okay? Because if you think about it, when we do a board diagram, let's just say we're doing a board diagram for, I don't know, potassium, okay? So potassium has 19 protons and 40, 39, 20 neutrons, okay? Here's potassium. Most of you guys are good. It has 4 rings, okay? 2, 3, 4. All right. Let's do this at let's do this at the I'll tell you what, let's do this at the same time. This may help some of you guys, okay? All right, here we go. Annis, this has 19 protons, 20 neutrons. There's no charge, so how many electrons should this have?
19.
Yeah, it should have 19 because remember, your protons and your electrons should be the same. All right, so this should have 20 electrons. All right, so now I just want to know where they are and what order do they fill up. Okay, so if we were putting electrons on here, where's the first place we will put them? On which ring?
The
First ring. Okay, everybody agree with that? We will put them on the first ring. Okay, And how many electrons can the first ring hold? Two. It can hold two. So that's the two. Now we're just saying those two rings, they're in the S neighborhood. Okay. So this covers like hydrogen and helium. Okay. 1, 2. This is 1s2. Okay. The next ring is going to have how many? 8. It's going to have 8. Okay. But that doesn't make any sense because there's only 2 here. But how many are over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 8. Okay. But we just break it up because these 2 electrons look different from these 6. Okay. So it's 2s2. Okay. 1. Technically, these would be in the same house. And then 2p6 would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like saying, oh, well, this is the little S house. All right. And then these are P houses. Okay. These are P houses. All right. So 2p6. Yes. Oh!
Oh, wait, you're not recording?
Oh! Sorry, guys. I wanted to be recording. All right. Oh, wait, I am recording. Yes, I am. Oh, my gosh. Now I just screamed on my recording. All right. If you're listening to this video, I apologize for screaming. I am recording. Sorry. Okay. 20 minutes, guys. Class is over. Okay. All right. 2p6. All right. And it's so this second ring is filled. What's the next ring we're going to go to? Third ring, right? We're going to go to the third ring. All right. So let me just clear some stuff because I know I'm all over the place. Okay. So far, this is what we've done. Okay. We have filled in 1s2. 1. Oh, all right. Everybody watch this carefully if you're lost. 1s2 will be 1. These are S's, and this is 2 boxes. Okay. 2s2. This is the second row. This is the S neighborhood. These are the 2 boxes. That's the 2s2. 2p6. All right. I still got to come all the way over and get these guys. This is the second row. These are P's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 2p6. Okay. I've covered everything there now. We're trying to get to number 19. Very nice. All right, so now I'm back here. I'm on the third row. We're doing electron configuration. All right, so 3s2. We're on the 3rd street. This is the S neighborhood. There's 2 boxes. That's 3s2. Jamie, what's next? What street?
Wait.
These right here.
I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on.
It's okay. What street number are we on?
2. Isn't that 2?
This
Oh,
is the
no,
third one. 3. And then what neighborhood is this then?
Wait, where are you?
What neighborhood? S, P, D, or F?
That's P.
That is P. Okay, so 3rd street, P neighborhood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. 3p6. All right. And then we're trying to get to this one. Eric, what street is the potassium on? What street number?
The street is which?
Here, wait, let me erase this. There we go.
4S.
4S. 4 is the street.
Yeah.
Neighborhood. Man, Jared came in here, got you guys all messed up. 4S. 1.
Nicole, you're at a table right here. It says 4.
They're just learning. They're doing good. They were doing great until you got here.
I'm not even here.
All right.
I guess I'll have to leave.
4S1. You're good. All right. So if we were filling in our board diagram, that would be the same too. See, okay, I'll see your practice. All right. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 2, 3p6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4s1. All right. Whew. Let's try this one. I want you guys to try one, okay? And then we will, I'm going to show you one new thing and then we're done, okay? All right, so I want you to try, let's do chlorine. See if you can do chlorine, okay? Remember, you can add up all your little numbers to make sure it's right. Yes, chlorine, which is right, it's right here. Here's chlorine. All right. When you add up all your little numbers, you should get 17. You should get 17. Okay, see if you can do those. Now, if you notice, nothing ever changes. Hydrogen and helium are always 1s2. So I will start you off. Okay. Chlorine. Chlorine. 1s2. That covers hydrogen and helium. You go from there. All right, I would like for someone online to give it a go. And if you don't get, if you miss something, it's okay. Make sure you kind of check your electrons when you're adding them up to see if you got it right. Anybody online want to give it a go? Ooh, don't everybody jump at once.
I could do it.
All right, Darren, there we go. Let's go. What you got?
1s2.
1s2. Excellent. That's these two right here. Yes, 1s2. Okay.
2s2.
2s2. That covers these two. Yes.
And then after that, do I go into the P or do I just go down to 3?
Yep, you're gonna come over here. You gotta cover everybody on that street first.
Okay. Then P, what is that? 1, 2, P6.
Okay, what number do you want me to put? What street?
Oh, 2. 2
Very
P6.
nice. 2p6. That covers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right.
And then 3s2.
Very nice. He came down to here. 3s2. That's those two.
And then 3p4.
3p. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Or do I go? Or do I hit the 5? Do I hit
So you
5?
gotta hit the 5. Very nice. 3p5. Very good. 3p5. Excellent, Darren. Nice job. That was good. All right. 3p5. Anybody have questions? I know some of us are still like, whoa. But as we do more of these, it'll be good.
After this example, I actually like understand more
Say
because
again?
like you have to go across.
Yes. And that's what I meant by a typewriter, but nobody knows what a typewriter is. You have to go all the way across. You have to cover everybody on the first street before you can go down to the second street. And once you get to the second street, you got to cover everybody on the second street. Same thing, third street, all the way over, all the way down. All right. So here's, I'm going to save it for Wednesday, I think. Let me do, no, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I believe in you guys. All right. I'm going to show you one thing. And then that's it. Okay. One thing. And it's gonna, it may throw off, it's tiny. Okay. Here's the one thing. Remember how you guys told me the first ring can hold 2, the second ring can hold 8, the third ring can hold 8? I lied. Okay. I know. The first ring can hold 2, and the second ring can hold 8, but the third ring can actually hold 18. 18. Okay. So this is what happens, okay? Remember, I used to say, oh, we'll never go past calcium. That's because these guys down here, D block, they drop a level, okay? So this is all you have to know. This is all you have to know, okay? Instead of them being on the, starting like these guys right here, instead of them being on the 4th row, they will actually drop back down and go on the 3rd row. That's it. And then these guys will actually go on the fourth row, okay? So for instance, let's do cobalt and then we're done, okay? All right, I'm gonna do cobalt. So here's the good thing. Again, I want you guys to realize nothing, like we just did chlorine. So up through 3s2, nothing's gonna change. So even if you don't know how to do this, look, this part, this up through 3s2 is not gonna change, okay? So if I'm doing cobalt, CO, okay? 1s2 still covers hydrogen and helium. 2s2 still covers lithium, beryllium. 2p6 covers boron through neon. 3s2 is going to cover sodium through magnesium. All right. Now we're going to have to adjust this one because we stopped halfway. What do I need to cover all of these?
3 people.
3p. How many boxes? 6. 3p6. Now we've covered all of these. All right. Somebody online. Fisher, what's next? I need to cover these two. These two
Is-
right here. What'd you say?
Wait, say that again.
I need to cover these two boxes. What's their address?
Is it 3?
Are they on the third row?
No, 2, second row.
These two right here are on the second row. 1, 2.
Wait, where are you?
Right here. You see that?
No.
Potassium and calcium. You should be looking at your periodic table too. So right here, these guys.
Don't you mean columns? If it's going down.
No. That's, oh, maybe that's why you guys are confused. The streets are going across. So I'm trying to cover, I'm trying to cover these two right here. What streets are they on? Streets are right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
4.
Yes, they are on 4. What neighborhood are they in?
S.
Very nice. How many boxes do you see?
2.
2. That covers those. Okay. Now we're trying to get a cobalt. The only thing that's different is this drops down. So make sure you write a 3 on your paper. Okay. On your periodic table. So this is actually 3. What neighborhood? D. 3D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wait, you said what drop down again?
And just D block. Just these green ones right here.
So it goes back to 3?
That one goes back to 3. Yes. And I'll show you guys. I'll try to find a visual of what happens.
Okay.
They're just lazy and they say, oh my gosh, like, let's just go fill up the third level somewhere. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to pick up with this on Wednesday. Okay. And so I'm going to show you a little bit more. And then we are also going to do a quiz over this, like a homework quiz. Okay. Just your homework. All right, guys.